Hey Pokemon fans, AlmightyArceus here with my good friend Philly Beats You.
Hey, what's up guys?
We've come together to show off one of the most mind-bending theories I've ever researched. It's got quite a lot of detail, so we thought it'd be best if we got it split up into a two-part collaboration video.
Part 1 is over on my channel where we introduce what the Looker paradox is. If you haven't watched it yet, make sure to go back and check it out on my channel.
And while you're there, make sure to drop off a sub. Philly's got a ton of helpful resources for Pokemon trainers.
Thanks Arceus. Let's do a little recap from last video.
Right, so the Looker paradox is as follows. If Looker fell through an Ultra Wormhole to arrive in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, then how could Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire happen before Sun and Moon, since Looker would also have an Ultra Aura as well?
Jeez, even boiling it down to one question is complicated. Again, for a more complete explanation, make sure to watch the video on my channel.
I put a lot of thought into what the answers to this conundrum could be, and after lots of research and comparison, I think I have the answer. Before we get to it, let's debunk some of the other possible answers that you, the viewer, might be thinking of. Without further ado, let's get started.
One theory could be very simply that Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire takes place after Sun and Moon. After all, the only thing that Pokemon confirmed here is that the multiverse exists within the Pokemon games. It has never set out a strict timeline for when things have occurred, only suggested their ordering. It's possible that we've been wrong in placing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire before Sun and Moon, and that in some unknown mission after Sun and Moon, Looker falls through an Ultra Wormhole and ends up in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Hoenn region, having no idea who he is or what he is doing there.
This would explain why in Sun and Moon, Looker is not a faller. He has not yet been exposed to the Ultra Wormhole aura, and thus is not qualified as a faller and does not have UBs on his tail. This could also explain how he has an Audinite in his pocket, because he fell from a place within the Mega Evolution multiverse to another place in the Mega Evolution multiverse. He could have had a partner Audino assigned to him by the International Police as a Pokemon medic in case things took a bad turn.
We've seen an Ultra Wormhole used to traverse nested universes within the same multiverse. As your character, you can traverse the Pokemon Sun dimension and Pokemon Moon dimension at ease through an Ultra Wormhole with the assistance of Solgaleo or Lunala. Thus, even though it doesn't confirm to Annabelle's faller pattern, it is still plausible for one to fall within the same multiverse.
However, there is one huge flaw that makes this change to the timeline unlikely, and that is Walle. In Pokemon Sun and Moon, he is seen as an experienced trainer in the battle tree who uses Mega Evolution and says he is trained in Hoenn to battle around the world. Yet, if Sun and Moon happened before the events of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, then Walle wouldn't have even started his Pokemon adventure yet, nor would he have his Keystone. We see other characters like Grimsley very intentionally aged by Pokemon to create some sense of timeline continuity, so it would not make sense for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire to happen after Sun and Moon with Walle present. Thus, we can in all likelihood debunk this theory, or else Pokemon has thrown any hope away of a solid timeline to the wind.
Another theory is that there is a third multiverse that holds Sun and Moon within it, and that the other two multiverses exist right alongside it. This theory doesn't hold much water though. It has been suggested that Dexio and Cena in Sun and Moon's third universe are the actual heroes of Kalos, which is why they are vacationing and give you the Zygarde cube. It could explain Wally's age, and it kind of explains Looker's existence in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire because it's actually a Looker from a third universe.
But it's a really poor theory because it's an entire third universe based around one single character, when there are so many other things that connect it to the Mega Evolution universe. This universe would basically be a Mega Evolution universe, except Looker is replaced by a UB wormhole. And I mean, come on guys, we could do better than a soon-to-be dated YouTube meme to be a theory.
So if these two things aren't true, then tell me Arceus, what is the truth?
So here's the most plausible answer. The Looker seen in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is not from Sun and Moon at all, and not even from the same multiverse. The Looker in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is none other than the original Looker from Pokemon Platinum. I speak specifically of Pokemon Platinum because, according to my own multiverse theory, one of the details that I disagree with Lockston on, Gen 4 is the final game that separates the Mega Multiverse from the non-Mega Multiverse. Every other time you encounter Looker, you're in the Mega Universe. Yes, even in Gen 5. Like I said, I'll go into that theory in another video that's upcoming.
This theory works by the principle of Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is in the case the most likely truth. With this theory, the timeline that we currently have, even Lockston's for that matter, can stay in check. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire can happen before Sun and Moon because the Looker that we find in the Battle Resort is not the Looker from the Mega Evolution universe at all. We no longer will create another paradox with Walle's age and experience in the universe.
We know that Ultra Wormholes can appear in the non-Mega universe. Annabelle herself was sucked in from there into the current universe. Thus, it's plausible that during some sort of important investigation in Pokemon Platinum, perhaps his ongoing investigation of Team Galactic, he stumbled upon the Ultra Wormhole. Interesting about Gen 4 is that they are the first Pokemon games to really introduce portal lore into the games. In Professor Burnett's laboratory in Sun and Moon, she documents not only Giratina opening portals from other dimensions, but also more regular Pokemon such as Bronzong. Specifically in the Pokemon Platinum Pokedex, as reiterated in the lab, it is stated that Bronzong brought rains by summoning portals to another world.
It could also be argued that Dialga and Palkia are brought forth by opening dimensional rifts using the Red Chain. And since they themselves have the power to manipulate time and space, they also have the experience of using portals. So it would make sense that this game that has so much love for portal lore would be linked to another game with portal lore.
So how would Looker stumble upon an Ultra Wormhole in Platinum? Let's lay out the most likely scenario.
We know that Looker was assigned to investigate Team Galactic and their evil schemes. During the post-game of Platinum, he apprehends Chiron trying to catch and manipulate Heatran, and is shown throughout the game aiding your own investigation of Team Galactic. Seeing as Team Galactic opened up a multitude of portals throughout the plot of Platinum, and that Looker was investigating Team Galactic, it would definitely make sense that if any portal were to open up in Sinnoh, Looker would want to investigate it.
One such portal did arise in Sinnoh, and of course Looker was sent out to investigate. This was an Ultra Wormhole. When he arrived at the portal, a mysterious item fell out of it, that being the Audinite that he found in his trench coat pocket, likely falling from somewhere in the Mega Evolution universe. Seeing no members of Team Galactic and wondering what that strange item that landed at his feet is, he enters the portal, which subsequently closes. He finds himself trapped in the Ultra Zone, surrounded by Ultra Beasts. Unable to take on the Ultra Beasts, he blacks out. It's during this time that he's cast into another Ultra Wormhole and into the Hoenn of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. He awakens on the beach of the Battle Resort, completely wiped of his memories and unaware of how he got there. And yes, that's right, that means in this current Pokemon multiverse that the games Sun and Moon exist in, we currently have 2 Lookers.
Does that mean that in a future game we're going to have a meeting of 2 Lookers? Will a subplot of the upcoming games involve returning the Platinum Looker to his original universe? I think that'd be cool to see.
Well, there you go. Quite a long theory there. This theory brings up a lot of lore and some exciting possibilities for future games, many of which I'll be making videos on in the future. I've got theory videos planned all the way out until January, so if you want to see more, please make sure to like and subscribe. I want to thank Philly Beats You for being a part of this video and for hosting part 1 on his channel. If you somehow got to the end of this video without watching the first part, congratulations to you, you're probably a super genius, but make sure to check that video out on his channel, it's really important.
Have a more plausible explanation than this theory? If so, leave it in the comments below. I'm Philly Beats You.
And I'm AlmightyArceus. Thanks so much for watching.